We're back for our best player props here for week number 5 of the NFL season. Of course, we've got 28 teams playing this week, well, minus the Niners and Rams who already played on Thursday night. So a good assortment of games here for week number 5 for us to choose from. Last week, we had a really hot week with our best player props. Let's look for more of the same here in week number 5. Now, before we get into the video, folks, make sure to hit that subscribe button down below for some more best player props and just NFL content here on the channel. Earlier today, we posted our 5 best bets for money lines and spreads with the NFL, and earlier in the week, we posted our NFL predictions. Those drop every single Tuesday here on the channel, so make sure to go check those out. Let's get on now to the first of our 5 best bets. You can hit that subscribe button down below for more. First of 5 best bets this week, we kick things off with Darren Waller over 29.5 receiving yards. Now, Waller has been a limited participant all week long for Dolphins practice, or at their practices. That's proper English. He'll be fine, okay? Waller is going to play. There's nothing that set him back from last Monday night against the New York Jets in Miami to now in this week in Carolina. Guys, if anything, Darren Waller, and I know for a fact, Darren Waller's role is going to be much expanded from what it was on Monday Night Football against the New York Jets for multiple reasons. Guys, that was Darren Waller's first game. The guy did not play in 2024. He was on the New York Football Giants in 2023. He had the worst statistical year of his career. I got second worst statistical year of his career, but he wasn't good in 2023 after being very good for a very long time with the Raiders. I mean, don't forget when this guy was a back-to-back 1,000-yard receiver for the 2019 Oakland Raiders and the 2020 Las Vegas Raiders. But in one game with the Miami Dolphins, Darren Waller scores 2 touchdowns, has 3 catches for 27 yards. Darren Waller was only used for red zone purposes and on third downs and limited third downs at that. I am fully buying in now to the Darren Waller hype. Is he 33 years old? He is. That doesn't really matter for a tight end. And don't forget how much success Jonnu Smith had last season as Tua Tagovailoa's quarterback. Obviously, Jonnu now with the Pittsburgh Steelers and Aaron Rodgers. But I've always thought this is probably going to work. Again, not to pat myself on the back here, and obviously we can't count our chickens before the eggs hatch, or whatever the hell this can't count the eggs before they hatch. I don't know, whatever the saying is. But I did pick Darren Waller in the 13th round of fantasy. I saw it all the way. It's just made sense. The Dolphins have not really used a tight end prior to Waller. I mean, no tight end on the roster is going to give us anywhere near the production that Waller is going to give. But again, in limited snaps, very limited snaps. Last week, week 4, Monday Night Football, 3 catches, 27 yards. His line this week is 29.5. So I expect Waller to play even more. Waller has said it himself, at least in interviews in the locker room, with reporters. He said that, yeah, I'm going to see an expanded role now, obviously, and this is not Waller saying this now, but with Tyreek Hill out, how many guys are going to catch the football? You have Jalen Waddle, you have Malik Washington, you have some of the receivers as well, but you're going to need Darren Waller now. So Waller has now been put in an offense where his role is even bigger than he thought it was going to be. I mean, hell, you take away a top 10 receiver. Yes, Tyreek Hill was still top 10 prior to the injury. You take away a top 10 receiver in football with an offense that's going to throw, and I get it, Devon Achane's always a passing throw out the backfield as well, but that's a team that needs a guy like Darren Waller. Right now they need Waller. They need him badly. So you saw him have 3 catches for 27 yards in a game where he had limited snaps and Tyreek Hill played the first half. Now take away Tyreek Hill and now have Waller playing most of the football game. Now, again, do I expect Waller to play the entire game? No. I think he's going to be still somewhat on a limited snap count, but that's okay. I still think he's going to play a fair bit. And I look at the Carolina Panthers. Yes, you can look at their game against the Atlanta Falcons 2 weeks ago and say, oh, well, they held the Falcons to 0 points. Well, that's the Falcons. And, oh, the Falcons beat the Commanders. I don't care. Do not care, okay? The Panthers got 42 points put on them last week by the New England Patriots. Absolute domination by Drake May. If you want to comp, I know Austin Hooper only had 1 catch for 24 yards last week for the New England Patriots, but that's a team that has Hunter Henry as well. So, again, one of the 2 tight ends got the yards because Hunter Henry, 2 catches for 39 yards. So again, even Austin Hooper, who's the backup tight end, almost got over the yard mark, right? And also, by the way, Stephon Diggs plays on this team too. So I think we're okay here. The Patriots starting tight end got it. Their backup tight end did not, but obviously Waller's going to be receiving, I'd say 95% of the tight end snaps for Miami, because when Waller's not in the game, there's just not a tight end out there. So we're going to be fine. I'm not fond of the Panthers defense at all right now. They couldn't stop I don't think they can stop anything. And Miami's a team that is gaining some momentum now. For Tua, again, you hate losing, obviously, Tyreek Hill, but You pick up a win against a division rival on Monday Night Football, and you finally pick up your first win of the season. I mean, one of those two teams was going to have to go to 0-4 for the Dolphins. I mean, thankfully enough for them, right? That's the Jets. Miami's 1-3, and they have a very good chance, in my opinion, to go to 2-3 after a victory against the Panthers in Carolina this week. And I think they're going to do it, and I think Darren Waller is going to be a big reason to that. I expect 5 catches from Darren Waller. If he gets 5 catches, he's easily going over 29.5 receiving yards. So Darren Waller on the over this week, over 29.5. I believe he should be able to get it done on the road in an expanded role with more snaps, and of course with no Tyreek Hill. Give me Darren Waller to come through. Only 33, still can provide, still can be a very valuable asset for a team like the Miami Dolphins right now. On to our second best bet of the video, we go to another receiving prop line. I know, again, it's not rushing, obviously, because Woody Marks' rushing line is going to be a lot higher, but Woody Marks' receiving line, is 15.5. Taking the over. I'm taking the over. Now, I know Marks has only hit this in 2 out of the 4 games he's played this season. However, he didn't really play in week 1 against the Los Angeles Rams. I mean, they barely used him. He had 3 carries for 3 yards, and he obviously didn't have a catch against the Rams. Since Woody Marks has gotten more involved in the offense, he's passed this prop line in 2 out of the 3 games. Against Tampa, he's got 1 catch for 37 yards. Against the Jags, 1 catch for 9 yards. But the reason why we're playing this and the reason why I'm showcasing this and putting it in the video is because of last week against the Tennessee Titans. I know the Titans aren't very good, but if I can say anything about Tennessee right now is that their defense is solid. Is it good? No, but it's solid, and it's way better than their offense. Again, Cam Ward said it himself. We ass right now. He's not wrong there. But Woody Marks against the Tennessee Titans last week, 4 catches for 50 yards. He had a 20-yard gain in there, and obviously he's not being just used as a receiver. He's very involved in the rushing game as well. 17 carries for 69 yards. Guys, Woody Marks, if you can pick him up in fantasy, I know waivers have already cleared for this week. He might be a potential league winner. Now, is anybody going to be a bigger waiver pickup than Puka Nacua 2 seasons ago? Probably not. But I'm telling you, the impact Woody Marks is going to have on this football team is going to be huge, especially because, I mean, who knows what's going on with Joe Mixon? Guys, there's rumblings that Joe Mixon might not play again this season, or might not play at all this year. Who knows? But definitely not for the first half of the year. And it's starting, again, guys, it's starting to kind of tumble in the Woody Marks direction in terms of snap counts and just usage rates between him and Nick Chubb. Nick Chubb, again, tremendous player in the past. He's getting older. He's 29 years of age. Woody Marks is 24, obviously rookie out of USC. Nick Chubb goes from 13 carries in week 1 to 12 carries to 9 carries to 13 carries. Again, he's been at that same mark, but Houston, what they've been doing now is, all right, we know our pass game isn't that good. We kind of just have Nico Collins and that's it. So we're just going to run the ball even more. And I believe Chubb's carries are going to go down eventually. Now, they had every reason to continue to run the ball in the Tennessee Titans just because of how the game script went and because they were always in control of that game. Joey Sly couldn't hit a field goal and the Titans just couldn't score. Again, Cam Ward said it right. We ass right now, and that's exactly what the Titans are. Ass. But the fact that Woody Marks' carries goes from 6 to 17 in the span of a week is big time. And sure, Chubb still had about, the same amount of carries that he's been getting all year long. That just means that Houston's going to run the ball more, and they're just going to give Woody Marks more run. Because Woody Marks, again, he's your pass-catching back. Nick Chubb has never been the best pass catcher. Remember when they did the two-headed monster in Cleveland with Nick Chubb and with Kareem Hunt? Kareem Hunt was the pass-catching back. He was the third down back, and Nick Chubb obviously was the power back that would come in on first and second down. So Woody Marks is going to continue to be used in passing situations. Yes, they have a former third down back that they've used in the past, and Dare Ungabawale, if it's how you pronounce his name. I don't think Dare is going to really be used anymore. He's 31 years old, 7th year. Yeah, Woody Marks can do everything Dare can do, but just better. So again, Woody Marks having 4 catches for 50 yards against the Titans is absolutely big time. And also, look at who CJ Stroud has to throw the ball to. Other than Nico Collins, Dalton Schultz, half-injured Christian Kirk. You kind of know what I'm going for here, right? They don't really have many guys to throw the ball to, and also CJ Stroud never has time in the pocket. He gets flushed out right away, and there's immediate pressure. Okay, dump it off immediately to Woody Marks. Playing the Ravens, a team that doesn't have a great defense, but a good enough defense, and it should be a good test for Houston. Again, a lot of people think that the Texans can potentially win this football game, obviously, with Cooper Rush being the starting quarterback this week for Baltimore. I still believe the Ravens are going to win, even though they're underdogs at home. I still think the Texans aren't very good, but at the same time, I think Woody Marks is going to be involved in the pass game. Guys, we need 16 yards through the air for Woody Marks. That can get done in one pass. I mean, hell, look at the Tampa Bay game on Monday night in Houston. One catch, 37 yards. But last week's the best thing I can look at here. 4 catches, 50 yards against the Titans. That's big time. And it shows that Woody Marks, and obviously it's beyond just the pass catching rate. It's the running, the run plays that he gets as well. Usage all the way up for Woody Marks, and it's only going to continue to go that way for the rest of the season. Marks is their guy at running back. I think he will be for the future. I know Joe Mixon had a tremendous first season last year for the Houston Texans, but apparently Mixon is nowhere close to returning right now for Houston. And even when Mixon comes back, I do believe Woody Marks is going to be used quite a bit. But this week, again, no Mixon. It's just Chubb, and expect Chubb's usage to go down, Marks' usage to go up. Woody Marks over 15.5 receiving yards here on the road in Baltimore against the Baltimore Ravens. On to our third best bet of the video, our best player prop of the video, Baker Mayfield. I mean, I got to sneak something in for the Buccaneers every single video I make. Just because why wouldn't I bet on this offense? You are hard-pressed to bet against this offense. And a game in which the Tampa Bay Buccaneers are going to need to throw, they're going to need to score, and they're going to need to push the ball up and down the field the entire football game. Put the ball in Baker's hands. Put it in his hands. Also, by the way, probably no Bucky Irving. Now, I'm recording this video a little bit early this week. I'm recording it on Friday, day before. Obviously, this video is being posted on Saturday night. I'm recording this, a day before. But as of Friday, early Friday morning, it doesn't look good for Bucky Irving, at least playing this week. I think Bucky's going to try to play. He's on crutches. He's considered a questionable or a game time decision. I highly doubt Bucky's going to play. And again, that just means Rachaad White's going to get more carries. That just means Sean Tucker, the third string running back, is going to be involved in the pass game. Rachaad White's never been the best pure runner. He can get it done, but Rachaad White's more of a guy who you're going to throw on the outside, run a swing route to, or run screens for. And what I'm getting to here is I don't think the Buccaneers' run game is going to be that big of a factor on Sunday, and that's fine. I think they're able to move the ball in Seattle, guys. And here's the thing about Tampa. I don't know if there's any secondary in the entire NFL I look at and say, oh no, the Bucs won't be able to move the ball. Because, guys, Godwin's back, and just wait till Mike Evans comes back, because that's only going to help out this offense. It's going to take off pressure on Emeka Egbuka, pressure off of Chris Godwin, and it's just going to make life so much easier for Baker Mayfield. But this week, obviously, no Mike Evans. He does have Chris Godwin. He does have Emeka Egbuka. That's all you need. Expect Emeka Egbuka, who we had on our player props last week going over his line. Expect Egbuka to have a big day. Expect Chris Godwin to have another big day as well. Oh, he had 28 yards last game. He had 10 targets. He only had 4 catches. Expect Godwin's usage to be way up this week, and I'd be surprised if he didn't have a big day. And what type of run game are the Buccaneers going to have? And guys, this might not be the worst thing for Tampa, because I've never loved the play calling in Tampa Bay. Whether it's been Byron Leftwich, whether it's been Liam Cohen, or just when Todd Bowles is around, I don't like the play calling. I didn't love last year Bruce Arians' play calling either. I know again it was Leftwich, but Arians obviously had a big influence on that. When Tampa throws the ball, and only throws the ball, they are so damn good. And I get it. You want to run the ball. You want to run it back in the Brady era. You wanted to run it with Ronald Jones and with Leonard Fournette, obviously. Playoff Lenny. And then here comes Rachaad White. You want to run the ball at him. And obviously, you absolutely hit and score on Bucky Irving out of the draft out of the University of Oregon. So you want to run the ball at him. That's okay. You're best friends in the pass game, though, if you're Tampa Bay. I mean, you're still Tampa. It's still, again, in this, I know Bruce is gone, or Bruce isn't the head coach anymore, but it's still risk it for the biscuit offense. It's still air it out every single game. And I say it all the time, I could have not asked for a better replacement for Tom Brady than Baker Mayfield. I mean, obviously no one's going to be Tom Brady. I think Tom Brady right now could come off the couch and probably win an 8th Super Bowl somewhere in the league right now. However, couldn't have asked for a better replacement than Baker Mayfield. You know what Baker does? He slings it. Baker has played pretty much a perfect season so far. Oh, he threw a pick against Philadelphia. That ball gets tipped to the line. I'm not concerned about that. Mayfield's line this week is 225 passing yards. We need 226 out of Baker. Okay, he's passed this in 2 out of the 4 games so far this season, but Tampa's going to throw the ball even more this week, believe you me. And this is going to be an absolute shootout, I think. It's just going to be a game where they're going to need to score a lot. And in games like the Atlanta game and the Houston game and the Jets game, Tampa's up for most of the game. And, the Houston game, they just went to the run game too much. But the Jets game, they're winning for the most part. Falcons game, back and forth. But, it was a big run day, and they took advantage of some things in terms of just, all-around units. But the Philly game, when Tampa gets into a dogfight, they completely unleash the pass game. And Baker Mayfield last week with 290 yards against the Philadelphia Eagles. I expect this game between the Tampa Bay Buccaneers and Seattle Seahawks to be an absolute dogfight as well. And I am 100% picking the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Go watch our best bets earlier in the day. We took Tampa Bay on the spread, and I expect the Buccaneers to cover, win, and I expect Baker Mayfield to be the biggest reason towards that. Give me Baker, the touchdown maker. I did not make that up. I heard that on the internet. I just want to make that very clear. Baker Mayfield over 225 passing yards against the Seattle Seahawks at Lumen Field. On to our fourth best bet of the video. We go to whatever the hell is going to happen at Paycor Stadium in Cincinnati, Ohio. I honestly believe the Detroit Lions are going to win by 30-plus points. I would be shocked if they didn't. However, we're going to go with the Amon-Ra St. Brown over 69.5 receiving yards. Guys, the Bengals can't score, and they have the worst defense in the NFL. What's going to go right for them this week? And you're playing a defense that's continuing to get better, a defense that completely shut down and sacked Lamar Jackson 10 times. And you're playing the best offense in the National Football League in Detroit. I mean, you tell me how this is going to go. So I had options. I had Jared Goff, 229.5 passing yards. Sam Laporta, Jameson Williams at 44.5. No, I'm going to go with the number one target. Amon-Ra St. Brown, a top 5 receiver in the NFL this season. And just in general, top 5 receiver. It doesn't matter if he's playing 2K at 4 in the morning. It doesn't matter. Amon-Ra St. Brown has cleared this line 3 out of the last 4 games he's played. And now you go to Cincinnati against this defense. Yeah, tell me how this one's going to go. So Amon-Ra week 1. It was, guys, I'm just going to stop talking about week 1 with the Detroit Lions this season. It was just such a weird game. You're without both your coordinators, obviously. First game with a new staff, and you go into Lambeau and you lose to the Packers. Well, look who's in first place of the division now. Exactly. So you lose to Green Bay, it is what it is. Amon-Ra, 4 catches for 45 yards. Week 2 against the Chicago Bears, 9 catches for 115 yards and 3 touchdowns. Week 3 against the Baltimore Ravens, 7 catches for 77 yards and a touchdown. Last week against the Cleveland Browns, 7 catches on 7 targets, 70 yards, 2 touchdowns. And that game was a blowout, and he still did that. Again, the Lions don't give a damn. They throw the ball, they push the ball, and they will get the ball to mainly Amon-Ra St. Brown in blowouts. Because there's some plays where Amon-Ra is the only guy going out, he's the only guy on a route, and Jared Goff still finds him. Just how the Lions play. And you're telling me against this defense he's not going to find it? Guys, Amon-Ra, I believe, is going to get this in the first half. And I'm not saying, there's not a potential where he clears into the second. The Lions are going to play their starters deep into this football game. Guys, the Lions, unless they're up, even in games where they were up 50 points last year against the Jags and against the Titans when they both came to Ford Field in Detroit, Hendon Hooker did not see the field until 4 minutes left in the game. The Lions do not play their backups. They do not play them. So, and I am very sure the Detroit Lions do not want to see Kyle Allen enter on the field, okay? Or CJ Beathard. How is CJ Beathard still in the league? I mean, props to him for being around still, but really? That's crazy. Actually, I believe, is Beathard the backup over Allen? No, Beathard's on the practice squad. Who cares? They don't want to see the backups on the field. They don't. You know how Dan Campbell is, and they're playing a Bengals team that SUCKS sucks. Look how much success last week the Denver Broncos and Courtland Sutton have against the Bengals defense. Courtland Sutton dominates that Cincinnati defense on Monday Night Football. Sutton, 81 yards, 81 catches would be crazy. 81 yards on 5 catches. And he didn't do really anything in the second half. That game was a 28-3 final for the Broncos. Good on them. They shut down Cincinnati. And I think Denver's a good team, but I believe the Lions are going to win this game by way more. Now, I think The Bengals offense might see a little more success this week, but I don't know. Jake Browning does not look great. If I'm the Bengals again, I'm trading for Russell Wilson immediately. I guess no, don't trade for Mac Jones. Mac Jones is balling. If I'm the Bengals, I guess you score a little bit more this week, but the Lions defense is sneaky, really good. Detroit is very good. The Detroit Lions guys are winning the Super Bowl. They are winning the Super Bowl this season, and Jared Goff's going to establish himself as a Hall of Famer this year. And Amon-Ra St. Brown is a big reason to their success and a big reason to Jared Goff's success. Again, elite receiver in football, Amon-Ra St. Brown, 17 receivers, he can name them all picked before him, but his number is 14 because the St. Brown operation miscounted the amount of receivers picked before him in the draft, but it's okay. Amon-Ra St. Brown, over 69.5 receiving yards. He had exactly 70 last week. He's cleared this in 3 out of the 4 games he's played this season. And oh, by the way, they're taking on the worst defense in football and the worst secondary in football as well in the Cincinnati Bengals. Expect Goff and Amon-Ra to have a night in Cincinnati. Our final best player prop of the video. Let's move to Orchard Park, New York, and Sunday Night Football. Let's go to Josh Allen. Josh Allen, the best player in football, the best talent in football. He shows up in big games. I've said it before. I will say it again. It's just what he does. Just what he does. He's that good. Josh Allen, I'm not betting on the passing yards this week. Not betting on it. I think there's a potential he can go over. I think it's like 228, I think. We're going rushing yards this week for Josh Allen. 31.5. That's not a lot. That's not a lot for Josh. Only needs 32 rushing yards in this football game. He's only gotten this in half the games he's played this season, but the way I see it, primetime games, Josh Allen puts the team on his damn back. We've seen it before, and we've already seen it this season. Week 1, the miraculous comeback that the Buffalo Bills pulled off on Sunday Night Football against the Baltimore Ravens, okay? We have seen it before. When the game's on the line, and when the Bills need a conversion, and when the Bills need something, Josh Allen pulls it out. So Allen's gotten this only in 2 out of the 4 games this season. Well, the 2 games he didn't. 14 carries for 30 yards against the Baltimore Ravens and 4 carries for 25 yards against the Miami Dolphins. The games in which he did get this line, in New York, 6 carries, 59 yards against the New Orleans Saints, 7 carries for 45 yards. Asking Josh Allen to get 32 yards really is not that much. It's just not. And for a player of his caliber, that's not a big line either. And in a game where I think the Patriots are going to come to play in terms of their secondary, it's not a horrible secondary, honestly, that they have. I believe they're going to come to play. It's a divisional game, prime time, one of the only prime time games that the Patriots are going to get all season long. But, I have full confidence in Josh Allen going out here and finding a way to get 32 yards. Last year against the Patriots, only played 1 game against them because he didn't play the last game because the Bills already had the number 2 seed clinched up. Josh Allen against the Patriots, 6 carries, 30 yards. Again, we're right there. We are. And in a game like this, I'm telling you, when big games happen, Josh Allen finds a way. 2 years ago at home against the Patriots, Josh Allen had 11 carries for 44 yards. And I know, right, the usage in terms of Josh Allen rushing attempts is down since how that game I was just describing back at Orchard Park in 2023, obviously because of the big emergence of James Cook. Obviously, they paid him in the offseason, and Cook's a huge reason to not just their run game, but why this team wins. I get that. But when the Patriots, I believe, shut down at least a little bit of what's going on in that Bills passing game, okay, here we go, Josh Allen. Let's let Allen keep. Or nothing's open downfield. Pump, pump, pump. Boom, we're running. Again, we just put full confidence in the best player in the sport. And the best talent in the sport at that too, right? This is his season. Bills are still undefeated. They are 4-0 going into this football game, and we've talked about it before. They're very easy schedule to start the year. Hell, they've already played... Well, they've only played losing teams so far, and that's crazy to say about the Baltimore Ravens, but the Ravens are 1-3, the Jets are 0-4, the Dolphins are 1-3, and the New Orleans Saints are 0-4, and they take on now the Patriots are 2-2 before going to Atlanta next week on Monday Night Football. I wonder what's going to happen there, but I've said it before, I will say it again. The Buffalo Bills are walking into Week 11 10-0. 9-0, sorry. They will go into Week 11 9-0, and we'll see what they can do at home against the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. But again, if you've watched my videos before, and hell, you already watched this video, if you got into this point, you know how highly I think of Tampa. So we'll cross that bridge when we get there. Again, I know James Cook's a massive reason, or a massive part of that run game for Buffalo, and at that too, like a massive reason why they win. I just think we see some Josh Allen carries this game, especially when the pass game really hasn't been all there the last 3 weeks. Allen, 148 passing yards against the Jets, 230, and by the way, Josh Allen's legs are a big reason why they win that game in East Rutherford against New York. Again, he had, 50-plus rushing yards. Dolphins game, Josh Allen on Thursday night only has 213 yards against the Saints, who has 209 yards through the air. So if New England somewhat takes that away, okay, let's get Josh Allen going now. And also, too, if you're Buffalo, if you're Sean McDermott, you're thinking, okay, how do we set up our pass game best? Well, obviously, we get James Cook going on the ground, but how else do we set up the pass game? We roll Josh Allen out. We make Josh Allen an even larger threat with his legs. And now, okay, that opens up everything because, all right, linebackers are playing in, safeties, corners watching the backfield, boom, now we pop him over the top. So everything should complement each other here, and this line that we're playing here for Josh Allen's over should complement the passing game as well, and it should just complement as a whole what the Buffalo Bills are trying to achieve on Sunday Night Football at home against the New England Patriots. So I'm going to go with the best player in the NFL, Josh Allen, over 31.5 rushing yards. It's not that tough of a line for him to get. Easily 2 carries can do it for Josh Allen, and I believe, again, we will get it done this week. Give me Josh Allen over 31.5 rushing yards. Folks, thank y'all for watching our best player props here for week number 5 of the NFL season. If you have not yet, though, make sure to hit that subscribe button down below for more. Make sure to leave a like. If you did enjoy the video, make sure to comment if you do disagree with any of the picks. We'll be back again next week for more best player props, best bets with money lines and spreads, and full week 6 predictions as well. Folks, thank y'all for watching. Make sure to hit that subscribe button down below for more. And Mamba, forever.